Bruce, is there a position of privilege, though, that allowed you and Rob Reiner and Chad Griffin to come together to make that happen? And what are the things that you weighed or didn't weigh that convinced you that this was the way to go? Because there was, as in many other areas, different perspectives on strategy. In the civil rights movement, you know, the strategy of Martin Luther King was radically different from the strategy of Malcolm X and different from what SNCC was doing. And in the LGBT movement, there are also different strategies and voices. Why did you choose that strategy, and what convinced you that that was the right one vis-a-vis any others that were on the table at that time?
Well, a prevailing current strategy for LGBT people to get our rights was the legislative strategy, which was elections. And a lot of that, actually going back 20 or 30 years, was actually forced upon us, which was the opponents putting referendums on ballots in states to take away our rights, and they were winning. There's been like over 50 initiatives on state ballots regarding LGBT rights in the country, and we've lost all but one of them. And that brought Rob Reiner and Chad Griffin and Dustin Lance Black and myself, as it had brought many others in different movements before them, to realize, as I was saying before, hold on, why are we waiting for, we're waiting for a majority of Americans to decide we have rights? It is not their right to decide what is constitutional and what isn't. The Constitution exists as a document, and we are entitled to that protection. And when you're not receiving the protection you believe you are given in the Constitution and the amendments that have been passed, you go to the courts and ask for those rights. And that's what had happened in Brown v. Board of Education, in Loving versus Virginia, in the different LGBT cases that had come up, Romer v. Colorado and Bowers v. Hardwick. And so we got excited about following in that tradition. And the initial question that we wanted to explore first for ourselves is, do we truly believe that when you hear the arguments that preventing same-sex, any two people from getting married when any other two people can get married, is that unconstitutional? According to the federal Constitution. And the more that we studied it, and as we brought on Ted Olson and David Boies, who come from the two opposite sides of the political spectrum, the more that we understood the passion with which they believed that they have a winnable argument, the more excited we got about becoming one of those cases. I mean, that was, you know, the dream from the beginning is, you know, and win or lose, as painful as it would be to lose, you know, these seminal cases, when they come along, they change the course of American history. And it was time for that case to come along on the gay marriage issue, because it's the gay marriage issue has become the sort of the leading edge of the LGBT civil rights movement.